Hi, welcome back to It's Okay to Play with Food. Gabby here. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna bake again today. Oops. Okay. And we are, at least I am, gonna make chocolate chip cookies with cranberries. So let's take a look at what we're gonna need. We're gonna need 1 cup of brown sugar. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. I'm gonna need 3/4 of a cup of regular sugar. Almost. There we go. Two cups of flour. Welcome to the live. Hi, Kiwi Slice Creations. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna measure right here 2 cups of flour. I'm gonna need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, actually baking soda, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna need 1 stick of butter that is supposed to be softened, but it's so and so. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grate it into the flour mixture so far and sugar. And it's a cool little trick if your butter it's not totally soft. And I don't know how you guys are doing. I'm a little bit bored, so of course I'm gonna bake a little bit. And yesterday was very nice weather here in Seattle, nice and sunny. Today it's a little bit overcast, so it's a baking cookie day in between other stuff. But this should be just about done. And I really like to try with the cranberry in some of the cookies. I'm gonna, yeah, it makes it so much easier to distribute it evenly in your, with your flour whenever you're baking or what have you. It doesn't always work. And if it's too soft, you can't grate it. So It is a little bit on the firm side in order to be able to grate it, but it makes it so much easier. I use the same method when I do scones also. It just makes life easier for me. And I'm gonna mix the brown sugar with the flour, the regular sugar, and the butter right now. These are my dry and semi-dry ingredients. I'm gonna wait a little bit with the eggs until I mixed this stuff together. And you can pre-mix the butter with the sugar if you want to. This needs to be thoroughly blended anyhow, so it makes no difference, I don't think so, on how you do it. And I'm gonna add just a few cranberries to some of the dough, not all of it. My husband is not very keen on it, so those are more for me. I'm thinking I wanted to do some cookies with trail mix. You know, you have the ones with the berries and the nuts and all that stuff, but I don't have any trail mix at home, and for that I'm not leaving the house. So I'm just gonna do cranberries, and I like it because it has a little bit of a tartness to it. I could do some raisins, plain raisins, but that's also sweet, and the brown sugar and all that, I want a little tartness to the cookies. So I'm gonna do the cranberries. And thank you so very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And by mixing it like this, the butter really do softens easier. Okay, and at this point, I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla essence. I'm not even gonna measure it. I'm just gonna put it in there. About a tablespoon and a half. Actually, a teaspoon and a half. I'm sorry, I'm mixing my teaspoons and my tablespoons together today. But yes, so mix this together, and it is time to add the eggs to our dough. Yes, I could have used the mixer, but today I decided the little workout won't harm me at all. So I'm just using my hand. it is a little bit sticky, but you do want your cookies to be nice and gooey. Welcome to the live. And as you see, I have my dough right here all mixed. And I'm gonna add some chocolate chip cookies right now. And it is up to your own taste how much or how little chocolate chip you're adding, obviously. That is the beauty of this recipe. You can add as much or as little as you would like. And what I'm gonna do right now is, you know, you can keep this dough in a fridge for quite a long time. And I do like mine fresh out of the oven, so I will keep some for a little bit later on. But for right now, I'm just gonna rinse my hand and prepare some stuff to put in the fridge for a little while. And you do need to refrigerate it just because the butter softened way too much right now. And I'm gonna use a little bit of parchment paper. And I will put some of this dough right here on the parchment paper. And I will give it a square shape, about half an inch to an inch. Let's make it an inch thick or so. And just shape it by hand. So this is how it looks like. It's kind of stuck to it a little bit, but that's okay. I will stick this in the freezer for a tiny little bit, just so it firms back up, so I can cut it to size. And I'm gonna add my cranberries to the rest of the dough. Give it a quick little mix. Got my parchment paper ready here. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just incorporating the cranberries into the dough. Just getting the rest of the dough out of the mixing bowl. And same thing, just give it a square shape, square-ish shape. You can make it a little bit thicker. I like my chocolate chip cookies, my cookies in general, kind of on the small side. And same thing, it's gonna happen with this one. I'm just gonna stick it in the freezer for a few minutes. And in about 10 minutes, the butter will firm up. So it doesn't take a long time at all. Just hope everybody's doing okay. Not getting too bored. We'll get rid of this stuff. And I'm gonna line my cookie sheet with a little bit of parchment paper, just because it makes it a little bit easier. It is not the prettiest, but hi, Army Wife. How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so very much for stopping by. How's the weather where you're at? Here it's a little bit overcast, so it's cookie time. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. You're such a sweetie. Thank you so very much. Hope everybody is doing okay. Keeping busy as much as possible. I just went, and when you had your live stream, I had some stuff to do, some errands to run, so I couldn't, but I went back and I watched it. I really like that lake you have there. That is such a beautiful view. Thank you for sharing with us. And here is my parchment paper ready for my cookies. Yeah, I didn't have something sweet in quite a while, so guess what? I'm baking again. But I'm making a small little batch, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let me check on the dough, see if it firmed up a little bit. Not quite. So it's not gonna be, usually if you do not put it in a freezer like this, then you have to make it in little, give it the shape, put it on your baking pan, and then put it in a fridge for about a half an hour. But because I'm chilling my dough really fast in the freezer, we're not gonna have to do that. So as soon as I take it out of the freezer, I cut it up and we are gonna be ready to bake it. And it only needs to bake for about 9 to 10 minutes. So it's really fast, and you can have this ready for a quick little snack. And I'm gonna have to try it with the trail mix, you know, see what's going on there, how it's gonna happen. But today I felt just like a little bit of a cookie with the little bit of cranberry in it. So we're gonna make it. Why not? I'm home alone. My husband is back at work part-time, so I'm finding something to do. Why not? You know, and I don't have coffee right now. I had my coffee, finished it up for today, because otherwise it's gonna be again 3 o'clock in the morning, which is not funny anymore. Hopefully we'll go back to work, so need to readjust my schedule, get back to the normal times of going to bed and waking up. Hi, welcome to the live stream. Say hi to Army Wife. She's a sweetheart, very nice, loyal friend. Thank you for stopping. And we are waiting on the dough to chill and firm up a little bit. Meantime, I hope everybody's doing okay, and I understand that everybody wants to go back to work. It's tired of being at home, but we need to do it smartly so we don't get sick and we don't get other people sick if we are asymptomatic carriers. I am not a professional in the medical field, so I will listen to the brighter minds that know better and they're experts. Meantime, I'm doing things at home over and over again, but that's okay. I do miss the coming and the going and the bustling and all that stuff, but it's okay. We will be okay. And I don't know what you guys have for dinner tonight. I'm very curious of what you guys are cooking and concocting at home. What are you using? I'm don't need to go to the store yet. My freezer is still almost full, so I'm just doing that. It's not gonna be a lot of exploration with the recipes right now, just because I really don't want to go outside and start looking for ingredients and whatnot. So I'm just gonna use what I have at home. You know, maybe a little bit, you know, whenever I'm going out, I find something that'll pique my interest, I will do it. But to just start to explore recipes, it's not gonna happen, at least not right now. I'm gonna do the true and tried recipes. So we'll take another look at the dough, and it's still not firming up. I am very impatient when I have to do this stuff. I'm usually doing other things in between if I have some recipes that I have to wait until they're ready. But I hope you guys are hearing me okay. I'm just, I would like for YouTube to have a background music option for live stream. How about that? I think that would be a nice feature for them to have. I'm sure nobody's listening to me, so they're not gonna have it, but it would be nice sometimes, just so you know that you're using a licensed music and you don't violate any policies and what have you. And yes, I colored my hair, believe it or not, you guys, from a box color, but I just couldn't take it anymore. And my coworker is not gonna be very happy with me, but she'll forgive me eventually. I hope so. I really hope so. Okay, you guys, I will try to not look in the freezer again. I have the attention span of a child in a candy store. You know, I gotta look at everything and whatnot. But yeah, it's really hard to wait for the dough to chill. Meantime, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start my oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We will preheat the oven, and that's gonna help us a little bit. And I know the rest of the world, my friends are sleeping because they're on the other side of the world, but they'll catch up with it. And Army Wife, how is the weather where you're at? Are you guys okay? I heard some storms were in your area. I hope you're not affected by it. And I know everybody has their home handed down cookie recipes in the family, you know, from parents, from grandparents. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're good and the storm did not go your way. That's good. But this is my recipe. Is it good? I think you're in Carolina right now. Yeah, it cooled down here in Seattle also a little bit. Yesterday was very nice. Was shorts type of a weather. Now it's overcast and a little bit cool, but kind of feels good a little bit. I don't mind it. But and tomorrow they said it's gonna be nicer and more sunshine, so I'm good with that. Every once in a while a little chill down, it's not bad at all. So yes, that's I actually, you know what I did, you guys, over the weekend? I shampooed my carpets by myself. And because I just decided to do it and kept me busy for a day. My condo is really small, so it's not a big deal. And we have no pets, so there is no deep cleaning needed or stuff like that. So it was okay. I did a little workout, which was fine. I needed that. So now I'm ready to eat cookies. Put it right back where I worked it out. Now I need to regain that little energy that I spent. Okay, I'm checking on this stuff again. Kinda. No, not really. No, it's not. But it's gonna happen in about 10 minutes or so. No, maybe even faster than that. Yes, so I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And this is fun. Sometimes it's fun, but it's really, when I start cooking and mixing and things like that, it's really hard to even talk at the same time. But because I'm getting so very concentrated on what I'm doing that I'm getting carried away, paying attention to one thing at a time. But I really hope this thing ends soon and we're back to fairly normal life. It's tough not to be able to go for a little trip, for a little, you know, social gathering and whatnot, but we'll do it for as long as they need us to. I need my little cookie cutter, little tool, and we are getting ready to take the dough out of the freezer and cut it into pieces and then bake it. And here is my chilled dough. And as you see, once it's chilled, the parchment paper, it's really easy to take off of it. Oh, I'm not sure, another maybe 10, 15 minutes or so. I'm not very good at having really long live streams. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna cut the cookie in like equal pieces, so to speak, as much as possible. Okay, and you can use a knife, obviously. Oh, I started, I think 35 minutes ago or so. Yeah, and this is the size of my cookie. As I was saying, I like them on the smaller size, and you don't have to make them in little rounds either. If you have them like this. Oh yeah, I did not start a long time ago. I just started, like, as I'm saying, 35 minutes ago or so. And I'm probably gonna be another 10, 15 minutes. Not very long. I'm not very good at that, but yeah, not that long ago. Yeah. Ooh, my oven is already up to the temperature. Yes. And you can add a little here and there if you did not cut them quite the same size. Just so, and why is that? It's so they bake uniformly. Just try to not work the dough too much, because then the dough, it's gonna re-soften, and then you have to chill it again. We're gonna keep that for a little bit later. And here is my chocolate chip cookie ready to bake. And I was saying 9 to 10 minutes or so. These are a little bit on the small size, so I'm gonna do 9 minutes right now. Yes, it's not gonna be a very long stream. I see why, I mean, you know, people do like to do long streams, and if it's a silent stream, very nice. Then you can do it for quite a while for people to get to know them, each other, and all that. But I'm baking, so when I'm baking, um, it's just gonna be as long as the recipe requires. Yes, and I don't have, I mean, I do have a pretty nice view outside, but it's just a normal view. I prefer to, I like to keep my uploads to the point. The ones that are not to the point are not doing that well in my case. So I need to stick to the subject at matter, do recipes and cookies, and maybe comments upon, you know, new foods or what have you, but it needs to be within the theme. And you know, I'm just noticing right now, I have some funny facial expressions that I need to check and try to get rid of them because they don't look so good. Oh my goodness. It is funny when you see yourself. You know, when it's just a regular video, you can cut and trim and edit and all that. But when you're doing live, it's really hard to control the faces you make sometimes. So I'm gonna put away some stuff, clean up my workspace a little bit. And I already have my plate ready for when I'm ready to plate the cookies and connect right now. Okay, I'm back. I guess people are getting home from work and they start to get online, the people who work still, and the ones that are at home and work from home are online right now. So the streaming, it's a little bit spotty here and there. I'm sorry about that. And continuing with a little bit of a cleanup. This right here, it's my YouTube cabinet where I have all my YouTube stuff that I'm using for plating and all that. Yeah, I know. Thank you. You're such a good sport. Thank you so very much for sticking with me and keeping me company. What time it is right now over there? I think it's about almost 6 p.m. It's like 5:45 or so. You're getting ready to wind down from the day. I'm still, it's not even 3 p.m., so it's okay. It's different time zones, you know? And we have about 5 more minutes on the cookies. And then the super hard part of it is waiting for them to cool down just a little bit so I don't burn myself. But yeah, we like our cookies, as you can tell. We like our sweets and whatnots. But I'm making small batches, so we pace ourselves. I bake today and maybe I won't bake for another 2, 3 days, you know, just so we're not eating it. And small batches are doing it for us. It's a little bit more work because you have to do it a little bit more often. Even food, for that matter, I only cook enough for 1 or 2 days tops. So I have to, you know, cook again in about 2 days or whatever, but it's better because then it's easier to, you know, control the portions and whatever, especially when you're at home and you're in and out of the fridge all the time. You don't want to start, you know, munching on stuff. But yeah, and I was saying before in one of my previous videos that I like to buy organic. It really does help. And it's a little bit more satisfying taste-wise. And you don't need as much quantity-wise if you're buying organic. It is quite a little bit more expensive than the regular stuff, but in my opinion, it is worth it. And we have leftovers tonight from yesterday. Yesterday I made the meatball soup again, and I have a few florets from a cauliflower, and I'm gonna deep fry it for a snack afterwards. After the soup, you know, with a little bit of a dip. It's gonna do for today. But yeah, I'm curious, what are you guys doing and what are you guys cooking during this time? And how are you guys making things work? And what are your ideas? Sometimes it's, for me, for us at least, it's a little bit simpler dish, or you know, a little bit more rustic dish. It's not so much. I'm thinking about like I did the other day, the sauerkraut and pork dish. It's just, you know, so very simple. And one of these days I'm gonna make my version of hummus, and I'm gonna post that. It's not really a hummus, but we'll call it that. And let me check on my cookies because I got a little beep. Oh, these are nice. And I'm gonna be done in about 10 seconds or so. And here we are. And here are the cookies. Hot out of the oven. And as I was saying, the hardest part now, it's gonna be to wait for them to cool down. And that's why I like the parchment paper. It is so easy to take it off the pan. And I'm gonna need a little knife. I put them just a little bit too close to each other, as you can see, and some of them kind of got too close. Visually, for me, these are better. You know, I eat 3 of these and then I say I ate 3 cookies versus having bigger cookies and eat 3 of those. That's not okay for me. And almost there. They're still a little bit on the warm side. But here we have our little plate, and I can already arrange some of them on the plate. And yes, just because they're a little bit on a smaller side, 9 minutes, it is perfect. 10 minutes would have dried them out, and they would have not been so nice and gooey. And here are our little cookies, chocolate chip and cranberries. And the proof will be right here. And there it is. Yummy, in my opinion. I really do like that cranberry in it. It makes it for a really, really nice cookie. I actually like it quite a bit. Thank you so very much for playing and watching and keeping me company. This was really, really, really nice. Thank you so very much. Have a lovely evening. And I'll see you guys next time if I'll ever make another live. If no, I'll see you on your channel. Thank you so very much. Bye.